While you're actively job searching, it's important to prepare for a phone interview on a moment's notice. You never know when a recruiter or a networking contact might call and ask if you have a few minutes to talk. This presentation will help you prepare for the phone interview. Employers use phone interviews as a way of identifying and recruiting candidates for employment. Phone interviews are often used to screen candidates in order to narrow the pool of applicants who will be invited for in-person interviews. They are also used as a way to minimize the expenses involved in interviewing out-of-town candidates. Prepare for a phone interview just as you would for a regular interview. Compile a list of your strengths and weaknesses, as well as a list of answers to typical phone interview questions. In addition, plan on being prepared for a phone conversation about your background and skills. Keep the following in mind. Keep your resume in a clear view on top of your desk or tape it to the wall near the phone so it's at your fingertips when you need to answer questions. Have a pen and paper handy for note-taking. Have a list of your accomplishments which relate to the job you are discussing. Sit up at a table where you feel comfortable, but not so comfortable that you lose your energy and professional tone. You might want to consider dressing up for the interview. Your attitude will reflect it. Turn call waiting off so your call isn't interrupted. If the time isn't convenient, ask if you could talk at another time and suggest some other alternatives. Clear the room. Evict any kids or pets. Turn off the stereo and the TV and close the door. Unless you're sure your cell phone service is going to be perfect, consider using a landline rather than your cell phone to avoid a dropped call or a static on the line. Talking on the phone isn't as easy as it seems. I've always found it helpful to practice. Have a friend or family member conduct a mock interview and tape record it so you can see how you sound over the phone. Any cassette recorder will work. You'll be able to hear your ums and okays. This habit is especially noticeable on the phone. This takes practice, so practice. Also rehearse answers to those typical questions you'll be asked. Also, prepare questions ahead of time. Just like a personal interview, prepare a few questions to ask your potential employer at the end of your phone interview. Some examples are: what does a typical day look like for an employee with this job? What are some skills I would need to develop in order to excel in this position for which I'm applying? During the phone interview, don't smoke, chew gum, eat, or drink. Do keep a glass of water handy in case you need to wet your mouth. Smile, because it comes through in your voice. Speak slowly and clearly. Use the person's title, Mr. or Ms., and their last name. Only use a first name if they ask you to. Don't interrupt the interviewer. Take your time. It's perfectly acceptable to take a moment or two to collect your thoughts. Give short answers. Remember, your goal is to set up a face-to-face interview. After you thank the interviewer, ask if it would be possible to meet in person. Take notes about what you were asked and how you answered. Remember to say thank you. Follow up with a thank you note which reiterates your interest in the position. If you haven't heard about a follow-up interview after a week or so, it's fine to send an email or call to see what's happening on their end. There are several additional resources available to help you develop your interviewing skills. Handouts are posted online and in hard copy in the Career Center office. Also, you can utilize the Career website, career audio guides, and interviewing books that can be found in our Career Resource Library. You should also think about scheduling a mock interview with a career specialist because practicing is so important in building confidence in your interviewing ability. Please feel free to contact our office with any career-related question you may have. Thank you, and we wish you every success in your upcoming phone interviews.